Hello, and welcome to the 2023 Dynamic Disc Open. We are out here at Country Club in Emporia, Kansas. It has been just under a year since we were here for the World Championships. We're back, calm conditions, sunny skies, and we have a new guest in the booth. Macie Velediaz in the house.
What up?
Yep, Erica Stinchcomb is back home in Montana hanging out with some family and friends, and so we brought this Tennessee native in to commentate. She's on the feature card today, so we have a first person in the booth. Let's check out Country Club, par 70. It's one of the longest courses we play on tour.
Yeah, and I think the course just flows really well because it doesn't seem like it's that long, but the course just flows pretty good. So.
Yeah. It says it's just longer than Swinson, which we play at OTB. Hole 8 is the most out of bounds we will find on tour, all the way down the left and right side. It gets people in a lot of trouble. Thanks to UDISC for the stats. We'll be using them all day, as usual. First up, Macie Velediaz.
Yep, that's me. Looks like I'm 10th in scramble, 16th in parked, and circle and regulation 17th.
Hopefully we'll up that park percentage today. These are the stats for all of 2023. Kristin Tattar, you know her. We all love her. First place in everything. Who's surprised?
First place in our hearts, too.
80% fairway hits. That is so impressive. And 16% of the holes she plays, she parks. Not a big deal.
Valerie Mandujano, this is her first tournament back on the tour. This is her 2022 stats. She was second in circle 1 putting, which is incredible, and second in scramble, which is also incredible.
Yeah, happy to have her back after an ankle injury. Ananda, y'all know her. She's having a very strong breakout year. Second in fairway hits for the year, 6th in circle 2 in regulation. So she's putting herself in position, and she's making 17% of her circle 2 putts. Pretty real. Hole 1, we start out with a par 5. Country Club is a beast. OB all the way down the left and right side. It wraps around behind the basket. There is an MPO basket a little bit deeper. So we have some room to work back there, but you want to stay out of that bush on the right side of the basket. It can make for some tricky putts.
We got Cy first. I think she's throwing a Ballista Pro here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we had a wee bit of a headwind, is that right? Or maybe a crosswind, kind of?
Yeah, like a little bit of left or right.
Okay,
yeah.
It was so calm, no big deal out there.
I'm Valerie Mandujano. I'm sponsored by Discraft, and we are in Emporia, Kansas at the Country Club. I used to play here actually when it was GBO, and that's actually when they had the event for AMS and Open. So I rolled my ankle at the beginning of the year. I didn't think it was that bad, but it turned out I tore 2 ligaments. So that made me not do anything for a while. But I went to the doctor recently, got some things checked out, and I'm good to play now. My game is still recovering as well as my ankle. I don't have all the shots down in my bag as I did previous season. I think this course sets up decently well for my game right now just because it's not heavy wooded and I'm having to hit a gap. I am having to land some fairway shots or land shots in bounds. But I feel like that's good for me because I can kind of slow the distance drivers down and dial into some fairways. And I feel like that's what I really need right now is just to dial into my shots. I need to take a step back and remember what it feels like to throw the shots or to throw in general. I feel like I've played many rounds for the past month and a half, and I miss that competitive side. I miss that competition side of the sport, so I can't wait to get back out here and compete. I've been trying not to give myself expectations coming back on tour, but I feel like I want to finish top 5. Obviously, it's a hard goal to hit. I'm trying just to tell myself, no matter where you place, it's just the beginning of the season for you, but I want to place top 5.
It was so good having her on the card today.
Yeah, we're so happy to have her back. An ankle injury is brutal for disc golf. It's so nice to see her. It's her start of her season, and she's already the fiercest competitor out here.
I'm gonna be top 5.
I'm gonna be easy on myself, but also I want to be top in the field. Very typical of Valerie. Unfortunately, she trickles left out of bounds. Kristin taking a little bit more of a right side route, and she'll be unfortunately turning one over into that shoal on the right. It can be rough over there.
And then we have this girl right here. She looks like she's throwing a forehand.
Ooh, I like this play.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring the OB into play, so I thought if I just hang a forehand wide, Let's skip into the middle.
Good luck,
And this
ladies.
is-
Have a good round.
And this is one of those holes, even though it's a par 5 at 1,000 feet, you really don't have to bite off a ton of distance to get that birdie. There's lots of room to work, and you don't have to go super aggressive off the tee where it's a little bit more of a risky shot.
Yeah, like even Kristin right there having to pitch up, I think she can still get a birdie from there.
So where Sai's lining up, she has to throw almost kind of a turnover to get around that bush on the right side. She wants something to finish right softly because the OB does come into play.
Sit.
Perfect.
Yep, great shot. She has really good angle control.
And some sneaky distance.
Oh, yeah.
I love the forehand. Heck yeah, dude.
Thank you. Told you I throw the same disc a lot.
What disc is that?
That is a Royal Rive.
Valerie looking to bite off some big distance here after going out of bounds off the tee. She can definitely still save her par.
Unfortunately caught that bush, but she should have something from over there.
So the starting hole played as the 5th most difficult hole on the course. 15% of the field taking a birdie and 44 taking a bogey or worse. Yeah, the nerves are real.
Yes, I mean you can do this hole in practice every day, but as soon as you step up to the hole, you're shaking, you're nervous.
Yeah. That tee shot.
I know.
That tee shot.
Looks like Kristin just pitched up.
Macie, 3 in a row.
Yep, forehand.
If you got it, flaunt it, right?
Oh, little nose up. She didn't like that.
Oh, but not in the bushes.
Not in the bushes.
Right on the edge of circle 1. Valerie.
On a patent pending here.
Yeah, looking for something flippy to hold over to the green. And look at
Yeah.
that.
That's amazing.
Bullseye? She had to have been like, what, 225 out?
Yeah, a little patent pending.
Sai doing what she
Yep.
does. Inside the
Smooth.
circle for birdie.
Kristin looks like she's going forehand harp.
Just a little standstill shot, buzzing the bullseye. Macie with the long birdie look.
I'm surprised you didn't say layup there.
I'll take it easy at first.
I think this is Valerie to save par.
A little low.
But I mean, to put yourself there after going OB off the drive is
So impressive.
Yes.
Especially with that third patent pending shot.
And Kristin for par. Uncharacteristic from her.
Mm-hmm. And you can see why this hole can play a little bit more difficult. It's easy to find some bogey strokes with all that out of bounds. And this green can be a little treacherous up on a little mound.
And it's your first putt of the day.
Yeah.
It's
Sai walking away with the only birdie on the card.
So we got 2 bogeys, 1 par, and Emperor.
So just some things to keep in mind at Country Club. You want to get a lot of your birdies in the first like 6 or 8 holes.
Yes.
Those are where the easiest birdies on the course are. So the earlier that you can score and the more you can string together at the beginning, the better you're going to feel. Because the back is tough.
Yeah, and it's all about tee shots here.
Yep.
All about putting yourself in the right placement to be able to get up and down for your birdie.
Mm-hmm.
We got hole 2, 582 feet. It is a par 4. You have OB left and OB right, but it doesn't really come into play with the woods. And this is actually the 10th most difficult hole.
Yeah, the tee shot's so important here. You got to get around that tree that's as far left as you can see. You can see Sai working something, flexing around that. If you hyzer out before that, you can find OB really easily, but it is an advantage to land left in the fairway.
Yeah.
So like pushing the OB, but not being too aggressive.
We had a little bit of a headwind here as well.
Macie, I think the forehand's the cheat code. Wow, that thing comes in with some spin.
Yeah, Jamie told me to trust it, so that's what I did.
Uh-huh. The grass is hard to skip on this year as well because we're here so much later and they've had some rain and it is lush out here.
Yes. And she looks like she caught that tree there. But she's in the middle of the fairway, so.
Yep, that's a decent spot to land. Where Cy landed over to the right can be rough on the second shot if you're trying to birdie.
If you're behind that bush, it's really hard. You can't see the basket from over there. Same with Kristin. She's kind of over there too, where you can't really see the basket. Yep.
This basket is perched right on the edge of the woods as well. And if you go into those woods, you sometimes don't even have the opportunity to putt. You just have to like throw at the ground to get out. So it makes the second shot really tough to be aggressive on. Being a little bit more wide open like this is awesome.
And she trusted that big Annie like around the tree over the OB.
Okay. Macie forehand Velediaz. Love this. Forehand queen to the circle, to the bullseye. Get out of here.
Little flex.
Yeah, I wish the camera was on right now. That was a big flex. Yeah, Cy super pinched. I landed here as well. It is rough. Let's see what she does with it.
Such good angle control. Unfortunately finds the bush, but I think she's just outside the circle there.
Yeah, it can be thick in there. We'll see if she has a putt. Kristin opting for a air sidearm. This is more uphill than it looks on camera.
Yes.
Pretty steep. I think she'll be in circle 2. The long look.
This is Valerie's, I think, third shot.
So we only saw 20% of the field getting birdies on this one, but I think that will skyrocket in the next 2 days.
Yeah.
This is a super scoreable hole. It's one that everyone's kind of hoping to get.
And Kristin wanted it.
Yes, she did. Yes, our first low mez of the round. Nice little jumper from circle 2.
Let's see who's Cy. Maybe she's just inside the circle. I can't really tell.
Not a lot to work with in there.
And she actually tried pitching out, but she hit the tree right in front of her, so she's there now.
And look at
yeah, it's so hard because look how close she is from the basket, but she just doesn't have anything.
Yeah, forced a horseshoe putt. Hey, not
I almost made that though. I mean, does she practice that? I need to know.
It looked natural.
I know. Valerie taking her par.
50% of the field got to circle 2 in regulation on this one, so a lot of circle 2 putts.
First putt of the day.
Yes. Macie going under par, hole 2.
And Cy with the unfortunate bogey.
Just a single bogey. Yeah, just
making up numbers, making up strokes here.
We have a history of not being good at math in this booth.
Well,
so
I actually was there too, so maybe I should remember.
Oh, that's funny. Hole 3, the second easiest hole on the course. It's a soft par 4 with 466 feet, but super downhill. This tee shot is very important. There's a gap you can hit, or you can throw a big turnover, or I bet we'll see Macie throw a sidearm.
Ooh, who would have guessed?
I think that's the best play here. I think it's the smartest. Let something finish back towards the middle, and if you have good distance on your sidearm, you could even get yourself a jump putt.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those holes too where you're like, you really, really bank on getting the birdie, and you're really upset if you get the par.
Yep. That out of bounds that Macie kind of flirted with over there is the only thing you have to worry about if you're taking that outside route. You could go right side as well, but it's really low ceiling and kind of silly and risky.
I think me and Kristin are throwing the same disc here. Royal Rives. She'll have a pretty easy upshot from there, I'd say. And Valerie's going to go backhand straight through this gap.
She throws a Zeus. Trust it to hold straight. And look how straight that thing is.
Yep, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, there's a bubble of safe area past that out of bounds fairway area on the left. You just have to throw a crush to get down there, and it's very doable.
We got side. I believe this is her Ballista Pro.
That gap looks huge with the way that Cy just threw it. Like, she just made it look very easy.
Yeah, she's putting.
Yeah, it's not that straightforward, I feel like.
No.
Very low ceiling.
That's why I go around with the forehand.
Mm-hmm.
Leaking. But that grass right there is very sticky.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of times in the past when we're here, you're worried about even skipping deep. There's some out of bounds behind the basket, but this week you can just kind of pin it where you want it and it'll stick.
Yep.
.63% of the field taking a birdie on this one. So like Macie said, this is the birdie or die hole.
Yeah. And that's why I think you said earlier, like a lot of these holes, you want to be like birding the first and through through the first couple holes, you want to get a lot of birdies on them. That's what I was trying to say. But
yeah, 6, 7, 8, 1 through 6, 7, and 8. There's a ton of birdie opportunities in there.
Kristin for birdie. Nice.
Macie stacking 2 in a row. Had a baby.
Another one.
Valerie back to even.
And another one.
DJ Khaled in the booth.
Looks like that was all birdies there.
I think so. And everyone back to even par or better.
All right, we are here on hole 4. Is a 598-foot par 4. There is OB all the way down the left, and they have that little OB green right there. And then there's actually an OB fence on the right. You kind of just want to throw a backhand or a forehand that's going to go straight and not hyzer out too much.
I'm surprised to see you going backhand here, but you do want big distance.
Yeah, you want distance, and I tried the forehand, and I kept laying on that little side slope.
Making the run up hard.
Yeah.
You got past the side slope at least.
Yeah, but I'm in the stuff.
The bog. That bog is the perfect landing zone for a good backhand turnover shot. It does give you a nice straight line to the green. You can see the basket.
But the footing is really bad.
Yes.
And Kristin just doing Kristin things.
Yeah, way over.
Yes.
Like without even a question.
We got Val.
Not quite getting
much turn. Come on, turn.
Hold it, baby.
Turn.
And she's flirting with that OB line, but it looks safe. Yep, I think she got the call.
Yep, she was safe.
She will be blind over on that side, and that's fine, though, but she'll have more of a distant shot to the green, maybe a fairway driver.
And then size.
Clinical.
Great at angles. I mean, just I've already said it once, but I'm going to keep saying it.
It really is unbelievable.
I like being on this left side over here better because you're throwing more of a hyzer into the green instead of throwing like straight at it.
Yeah, the straight shot can be really touchy because you can turn it over into those woods on the right. Yeah. So there used to be during Worlds an out of bounds line around behind the basket, and you could find it so easily if you skip deep, but they pulled it back into the woods. It's a lot more forgiving, which is really nice. Allows you to be way more aggressive. And Macie wanted it.
Yeah, I wanted it, and I wanted the OB stroke as well.
Dang, that's brutal. Is it? We'll find out where you went out, but I'm sure it's not going to be great.
And just playing the hyzer.
Kristin, just a standstill. Nice.
So it actually took us a long time to find my disc. And I decided that I wanted to make a putt.
You want to keep this hole exciting? Did you get your disc back?
I did not. I told Jamie to go there today. So,
well, the lawn man that was out there on the interstate found 2 discs while he was mowing and asked us if we wanted our stuff back. And we were like, this isn't our stuff, but we'll take them.
Oh my gosh. I wonder how long that was there.
Yeah, probably. It looked like years. One of them looked like it had been there for a while. Kristin and Cy, in the meantime, just knocking down birdies. This was a 42% of the field birdie rate here. So
yeah, this is one you feel like you should also get.
Yeah. And
then not double. But
It's not a feature card with you doing commentary unless you take at least a double. So welcome to the club. You're in.
You wish you'd have told me that before. That wouldn't feel so bad.
Before you agreed to this. It's okay. You're still at even par. So much of the course left.
Yes, that was my mentality.
Yes, there's so many more birdies available. Hole 5, 523, out of bounds on that sidewalk, and then the flag line left. These little trees are in the way on the second shot. A lot of people just throwing a simple pitch hyzer around, but that sidewalk can come in pretty close. There's a downhill left to right slope that makes the hyzer a little funny, and some low-hanging branches as well. This is another one. This is the third easiest hole of the day. It's another one that you just feel like you have to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Kristin going forehand here, and I didn't even think about that on the tee or in practice rounds, but I like it.
Yeah, I like that play too. It doesn't hurt you too bad to be way over to the left side, so backhand and sidearm both would work great.
Yeah.
The backhand is a little bit sketchier if you don't throw the turnover. The straight shot that it looks like Valerie's lining up, it's low ceiling, and if you hit those branches and drop down, there's an out of bounds little tee surface area, but she makes it no problem.
So that looks like she's going. Okay, I thought she was going flex.
Yeah, a little forced turn. Yep, out into the open.
It's where we all are so
She
far.
does such a micro run up.
I know. And I don't
And
know how
then
she gets so much power
I
from
know.
that.
She's got to be putting just like insane spin on it.
Yes. That is a supreme trespass.
Nice skip into the middle.
See, even Kristin being the shortest drive, I think that this is just a standard up and down. Like,
Pretty straightforward hyzer.
yep.
Oh. That sidewalk comes into play so fast.
Yes.
I watched Maria earlier throw like what looked like a great shot, and then it just kind of trickled OB.
Valerie also taking that hyzer.
Airing it out a little bit more instead of the low route.
Perfect.
That was a Crystal Sparkle Wasp. Sick disc name.
Woohoo.
Bullseye, baby.
Little bounce back.
She doesn't go on tilt.
Higher line.
I like that. Give it time to get around those trees.
Yeah, and you have to deal with those little leaning branches.
Yep, 50% of the field taking a birdie on this one. We have 4 birdie opportunities.
Oh.
Kristin on the band. She'll have to settle for par. Everyone else in the tap-in range.
Yep. Can we talk about size shirt real quick?
Yeah.
It matches her umbrella. It's like the
the
coolest
exact
thing.
same?
I mean, they're the same color. Yeah.
Yes. Did she have an umbrella out there for shade?
Well, at first she thought it might rain a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she used it for shade. But she told me I could get under there if it started raining.
Yeah.
So she's
About
so
5
nice.
holes in, I was like, I'm bringing my umbrella tomorrow for shade.
Yeah, I know. It's so hot. There's no shade in the front nine.
No. I like that shirt with the baseball hat too. It's such a vibe.
Yeah. It's disco for you. You got the skirt, but then you got the hat on.
Yeah. Everyone under par on our feature card.
We got hole 6 at a par 3, 300 feet. It's a little bit uphill, so it plays probably a little farther than that. There's OB left and OB right. Pretty straightforward hole, though. Not really any gap you have to hit.
In my opinion, on the tee, this is the easiest hole. It's just right there.
It's just right there.
It's
yeah.
wide open. It's a
But then
little
it's
bit
an
of a turning
elevated
shot.
basket.
Yeah,
when
they
you get
had
there.
to do that.
Of course.
And it's slightly higher than our normal lighthouse elevated baskets that we have on tour. It's just a little stump, and it's noticeable how much higher it is.
Yeah, look at that little guy can make that really high. Valerie, I think she's just outside the circle there.
It's so weird playing here with no wind.
I know.
It's bizarre.
It's like a birdie fest out there.
Yes. There was like just a slight headwind breeze, but nothing really that you're thinking
And the breeze
about.
felt so good.
Uh-huh. We were like hoping for more wind. Ooh, another sidearm.
Yeah, a little wide, hoping it skips.
That ain't too shabby.
Give myself a putt.
It's fun
Kristen's
watching
going
people that
forehand
have
as well.
Yeah, it's fun watching people that have distance sidearms attack this course.
And that needs to sit because it's getting close to the out of bounds, but checks up nicely.
Mm-hmm. I feel like having that sidearm could make the back nine a lot easier.
Yeah, I throw a bunch of sidearms. My shoulder's going to be hurting after this week.
Country club, where you leave hurting.
It is the longest course, and it will leave you hurting.
Yeah, whether it be your shoulder or your pride.
Oh, good run. Her putt is also like her form. It's like she has the short steps for her throw, but then also her putting is very short and very simple.
Mm-hmm. But it has good spin, good
very
power.
good spin, yeah.
Valerie finding the cage as well. She's all over there. She's all over the place. She's right there in the birdie land. Just won't quite convert. Ooh. Macie, on the other hand.
Little air ball. Comes back.
Hey. It's like it never happened.
Nope. I just laid up.
Nice layup.
We got some tap-ins for par.
Yeah, 33% of the field taking a birdie on this one, but we're not going to see any on our feature card. Bunch
Maybe
of scrubs.
tomorrow. I know.
And after that very simple wide open hole 6 tee shot, we move on to one of the, I think, the tightest gap on the course.
Yeah, very tight gap. And it's like if you miss the gap, you're out of bounds, right?
Yep. Look at Haley King 5 down, Ella Hansen right behind her at 4 down, a whole big tie. Hole 7, 579, downhill tee shot, super low ceiling, super tight. You have to throw over this out of bounds area and finish out and to the left. Your second shot could be anything from a distance shot to a mid-range shot, depending on how much you try to bite off on the tee. You got to throw either underneath those tree branches or a big hyzer out to the right side. I love the sidearm play here as well. But look at this little gap.
Yeah.
I find myself even like squatting as I'm throwing the tee shot.
I think what I like is throwing something like neutral, a little bit more on the overstable side and just trying to get left. Because like Valerie right here, she's pushing a little straight and then she found the OB.
Yep. Because the straighter you push, the more OB you have to carry. If you kind of bail out early, it's a lot less risky. So in this area where Val just went out, used to be such low grass you could rely on your disc to just skip out of there, but everything is so grabby this year.
Yeah. And so I put it up in the middle of the fairway.
Not biting off a lot of distance. Macie
Got my
biting
balls
off.
disc.
Yeah, you're biting off way more.
Yeah, I like getting on that left side so I can go forehand to the green.
If you got it, that is the play. Kristin also bailing out to that left side. Nice. So Sai way up on the hill. She didn't even quite get to the out of bounds. She's probably still got 400 feet left to the pin, but it's super downhill, so there's a chance to get there.
Yeah, if that got through right there, she was putting.
Valerie taking it from where she last crossed. And that's on the short side near where Sai landed as well. Big downhill shot.
Wow.
Yes.
Incredible.
Awesome.
I'm going forehand, drive.
Yeah, pretty wide open over here. Some low-hanging branches. No problem.
Kristin also going forehand. See, right here she can probably choose, but she's more comfortable with the forehand.
And she gets some ground play maybe at the end. Nope, not today.
Yeah, it's just so sticky. You have to skip them off the sidewalk now.
27% of the field with a birdie on this one and 20% with a bogey or worse. So this was a really great scoring hole for FPO. Very competitive.
Ah, another layup.
You like those putts to be close.
Easy pars.
Understandable.
Kristin for birdie.
It looked like it was windy for just a second there.
Yeah.
The skirt was moving, like the flag was moving. All of a sudden, a little breeze.
Nice par save.
That
Got
is
out of bounds.
I mean, we saw on the stats earlier, she was second in scramble last year.
Yep.
And that is it right there, folks. That is how you scramble. Macie with a par after a really nice forehand shot.
Oh, another, I think I parred that one.
Yep. And Kristin with a par as well. Through hole 7, everyone's still under par. Ella Hansen, Missy Gannon, and Haley King all tied at 5 down through 7.
Goodness.
Just popping off. Holly Finley, too. Historically not a fan of Country Club, but look at her 4 down.
We got hole 8, par 5, 886 feet. There's OB left, OB right. This is the hardest hole in the FPO division. And
so many places to go out of bounds.
And now they cut off all the stuff on the left side. So if you are skipping out, you're going to go into the water now on your second shot.
Yeah, they really cleaned up everything around the edges of the water. There's everywhere where there used to be reeds or bushes, there is nothing there anymore. You can very easily find your way into that pond on every water hole.
Valerie going hyzer. That's a good spot to be.
Yep. So you have to make a decision on this hole 8 tee pad. You can go huge. There's plenty of space to work a big hyzer, but how much do you want to bite off? Because the faster disc you throw, the more ground play you get, and the easier it is to find that left side OB. You can see size disc working that way.
He's going. Oh, he gave her the green.
He went the distance. Macie going huge hyzer. I love this.
We had kind of a right to left. So I was like, just hang it out wide.
Yeah, I like the spiky angle. I go mid off this. I don't go anything huge.
It's a par 5. I feel like you can still get up and down from going to mid, and you'd rather stay in bounds than.
Yep. Kristin with a little bit of a faster disc.
Out.
Yeah, lots of speed and lots of skipping. If you want to birdie this hole, though, you do kind of have to go huge, either on the first or second or both shots. Because this third shot can be so pinched by a low ceiling, and also it's downhill. So it's really tough to approach this basket for a birdie without getting big distance.
Well, now that they cleared out all the stuff on the left, it really helps that forehand into the green. That bush used to be there, and it made it a lot tighter. Now you can like hang it wide around the branches.
Oh, okay. Work over by the water side.
Yep.
Yeah, that did not used to be available at all. Sai kind of turning that disc over, but she'll be safe. Macie working that left side just like she said.
I just tried following Kristin there.
It's a good person to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this plate is the third most difficult hole of the day. And this second shot, it looks just like wide open and no big deal, but it's so nervy.
It's kind of sloping to the left, too. So your backhands are just wanting to hyzer down.
But Valerie's so good at throwing straight, and that is what you have to do on this hole.
Straight and low.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if he'll show us that little opening we're talking about.
Side trying to sneak a hyzer through there. The force flex is the way. If you can get it to finish back out and get some ground play, that's the only way to get to circle 2.
And that was such a good line. If it was a little higher, I think it could have got there. But with it being low ceiling, you really don't want to hit them. So.
Mm-hmm. And if you hit those trees too, you can bounce out of bounds so fast.
Yep. Valerie's leaking a little left.
Oh. She is living on the edge today, folks. Macie with the sidearm line here. That is like a cheat code for this hole.
Yeah, I wanted to hang it out a little bit more left, but with the being so grabby, it's worked out good. The spotters having a lot of fun over there waving the flags.
Just running and dancing all day. Kristin again, the wind. She doesn't hang it out as wide as you want either. She kind of just chucks it up into those branches and drops down in circle 2 land.
She's a putt, though.
Only 8% of the field got to circle 1 in regulation. 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think that's 5 competitors.
And that looks out of bounds, but like she had a good amount of distance before she was on the line.
Yeah. It's a little closer than you want to live, but
I mean, yeah, but inbounds is inbounds.
Yeah. Kristin with a birdie look. Yeah, only 8% to circle 1 in regulation and only 19 to circle 2. So, I mean, this green is so hard to get to for birdie. Hey!
Yeah. Little
Yes!
slow meds. Come on.
You get the best of both worlds. The double bogey and the slow mez.
Yeah.
We love that. Heck yeah, that's such a good birdie. There was only 6 on the day.
Yeah, I was like, Jamie, should I run it? He said, whatever you're feeling. I said, okay. Going for it.
You were feeling it.
I was feeling it.
You were like, I've practiced my layups enough today.
Yep.
Kristin settling for the par. Valerie going to do the same. And sigh, umbrellas out. In parland. Epic.
I have that hug face.
And moving down to 2 under par, but look at the rest of the ladies out here. There's 4 people at 5 under par or better.
6 down through 8.
I mean, that is unreal. People are shredding. Hole 9. The 8th most difficult hole of the day. But this usually plays as one of the hardest ones because look at all the out of bounds left, out of bounds right. The woods line is not out of bounds, but it's might as well be. Don't go into the woods on the right-hand side ever as long as you can. They are brutal. It's one of the few tunnel shots we have on the course.
I love this shot.
Me too. They changed one rule here, though. If you didn't cross over into the safe area before, or if you went out of bounds left, you'd go to a drop zone. Now you take it from where it last crossed. So you can be super aggressive, like we see Macie here. That was a smash. You absolutely smoked it. God, that was a good shot.
That was a supreme escape.
Yeah, the play used to be to throw something slower, like a fairway or a mid, and just try to get it to land safe. Because if you went out of bounds left, you'd go all the way back to the drop zone, which is backed by those spectators.
And so I used the whole fairway there.
Mm-hmm. Nice flex line. I really like the change here because it's fun to watch people throw full shots off this tee.
Yeah. Because now if you go out of bounds up there, you can still maybe get your par.
Mm-hmm. Valerie landing in the little flower planting area in the center. So it'll be fine.
Kristin a little low.
Oh,
skipped up.
Did it? There's a line painted off the wall a little bit, but it looks like she might have made it.
So she was like halfway in, halfway out.
No way.
Yep.
No way. But she got it.
She got it.
Following it up with a sidearm. And she's basically just trying to get up to that out of bounds area that's deep. From there, it's a straight shot dog leg right.
And you can see the basket if you just push it straight from up there.
Yep. Valerie going to maybe try to... Nope, not going to try to go around the corner. And I think that's a smart play from where she was. Just chip it up to the OB line.
Because if she tried to go around the corner there, the OB in the left comes into play if you don't turn it enough or natural OB.
And it's a kind of steep uphill, so it's really difficult to get the disc to hold that turn angle.
And we'll see Side do that.
Yep. The ankle master.
Yep.
And she's in that bubble of safe area with a really simple approach to the green. Macie after a smash of a drive. Such a good around the corner. I mean, how far away are you now? Like 100 feet?
Yeah, I think I was about 80 feet away. I wanted to go backhand turn over there, but I was like, just play safe.
No, I like the forehand.
Okay, I'll do it tomorrow.
I think that was
I'll
a good
do backhand
shot.
turn over because you said you like the forehand.
Just to spite me.
I'll send you a picture.
I respect that. Kristin flashing the green. They cleaned up the green so much this year. It's really nice for putting. It used to be pretty shooly, pretty tough, especially if you land right where Valerie just kind of shot through. It would drop you down, and sometimes you wouldn't even have a putt.
Yeah. And this is a great shot from Sai.
She just tries to turn something over into the green.
Yep.
Lands it perfectly.
Bullseye.
Yeah, this green kind of drops off a little bit too, so that was really good spin control. Macie just jump putting. Get out of here.
Little trickle.
Keep it exciting.
Don't want that easy birdie. You know, I got to work for it.
Got to give the people something to talk about today. Valerie trying to throw that Annie putt.
Yeah, she had a lot of stuff on her way there. Kristin for birdie. Nice.
Yes.
Jinx.
We feel it. Macie for her birdie. Oof.
That was a rough one. I mean, to be only 80 feet away from the basket and not
that
get your
hurts.
birdie.
I still want to commend you on your layup.
And you know what? Laying up is fine. It was a par. You know, pars are good.
So easy. Easiest par. And a nice par from Valerie as well, after kind of a pinched off second shot.
And that's a good comeback putt because it is a little uphill right there.
Mm-hmm. Cy with the birdie, playing the hole exactly how you draw it up. And that's going to wrap up our back nine. We got 6 down in the clubhouse. Holly Finley and Haley King. Wow, through 9 holes. Unbelievable. We
Who
got
was that M. Walker right there?
We got a hot goose up there as well. 5 down through 9. Ella Hansen, 4 down. Missy Gannon, 4 down. Cy Ananda, 4 down. Look at all the 4s.
Look at all the 4s.
I was going to list
Cynthia
them, but
Ricciotti,
it's
4
everybody.
down.
Yeah, that front 9 plays really nice. But like we said earlier, the back 9 is where you got to keep it clean. Not necessarily get birdies, just don't get bogeys.
Don't get bogeys.
So very exciting front 9. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you guys have any ideas for our commentary duo name, we got a whole weekend ahead of us with me and Macie.
Yeah, we thought about M&M's, but we didn't like it.
We can do better, right?
We can do better.
You guys can do better. So we got 9 more holes. Come hang out with us at Country Club on the back 9. It's a nice sunny day. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Macie Velediaz.
And we'll see you on the back.